Hello Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and this is my fiber web where I talk about cross stitch and sometimes other crafts. This is the beginning of part 6 of my October special event where I am starting or working on a different Halloween themed whip every day of the month and filming short video clips every day so that you can come along for the ride. We are just about halfway through the month, so I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel if you are new here of all the videos that I've done so far for this event, if you want to go back and see the projects I've already done. It also includes a planning video where I went through all 31 of the projects that I'm going to be working on so you can see what is coming up. I'm spinning a tiny decisions wheel every day to see what I'm going to work on the next day. Okay. So I'm super excited about the project that I started today, but before I show you that, I'm going to show you how far I got yesterday. Yesterday, the project that I spun was Enoch's Paper Moon by Night Spirit Studio, and I did get a little more done on this after I showed it to you yesterday. However, this is 16 count black Ada, and last night my eyes were tired of trying to look through this, so I finished up this like bonnet part, the green in there. I really love how the black of the fabric is very thoughtfully used in here as part of the shading to give the dimension to the image. And also I meant to say in my video clip yesterday that in the write-up for this chart it says it was inspired by Over the Garden Wall, which I actually have not watched, so I have it like queued up so that I can watch it. I actually tried to start an episode while my kids were around the other day, and it was like too scary for the toddler. I didn't really know how scary it was going to be, so this is on my list to watch. Like, I don't know, when I can, when I have time. So, yes, very pleased with this, and how far I got. Okay. And then, so when my eyes got tired, I pulled out my start from, I think it was from the day before. So this is Little Urn of Horrors by Lindy Stitches. And I didn't have much of a start the day that I did it, so I figured I'd put some more work into it. And I got the urn outlined and started filling that in. So yeah, all the work that I did in this last night was just in that 37.99 color. So that one is a little bit further along now. Since this one is not very big, I might try to keep putting a little bit into it here and there and see if I can get it done this month. I do have a calendar where I'm keeping track of everything so that next year, if I decide to do this again, I will work on my whips the day that they were called this year. And if I have finished any of the projects, those will be open for new starts. So I will put that graphic up on the screen. I have finished 3 of the... I just did 4. I've finished 3 of the things that I've spun so far in October, and I'm hoping maybe I can get another one. Maybe it will be that one. Okay, so that brings us to this morning. The project that I spun for today is Grimm's Garden by Sarcy Girl, which I will show you what it looks like here. This is a free pattern. It is still available. I did look it up, and I linked to the link tree that Sarcy Girl has where you can grab that freebie. There are some other freebies too that you can get. And the fabric that I decided to go with is this 40 count linen called Middle Earth from Bestitch Me. And this is what it looks like. So it is like a peachy color mixed with this like sort of gross looking brown. And I love it. I love that it's a little bit darker in the corners. So the top of the chart has the moon and some stars, and it has this like gate, the gate into the garden. So let me show you my actual stitching. I did a center top start because this piece of fabric is plenty tall enough, but the width is, I'm only going to have like about 2 inches on either side. So I wanted to start in the center. So I did that little star, and then I started on the header of the gate to get into the garden. And I also wanted to say that there is a little write-up about the inspiration for this in the pattern, and it is delightful to read through. I'm not going to read it to you, but if you want to go grab this chart, make sure you read the blurb, because it's very sweet, and I really liked it. So anyway, I posted a picture on Instagram this morning. I pulled colors for the floss for this, and I do not have all of the called for, and it's sort of impossible to have all of the called for because the designer overdyed some DMC for her version that she did. So yeah, you can't buy like exactly what the designer used, but there are DMCs provided as a starting point if you want to use them to find overdyed floss that you have in stash that matches the vibe. So that's kind of what I did. I looked at all the DMCs that were called for. I did have a couple called for overdyes. There's a couple weak styworks and a gentle arts in there. But actually one of those is the one that I don't really like with my fabric, so I'm going to change it anyway. But Cam the Stitcher just did a little chat about how she does color conversions, and I basically do it the same way. Like get out the called for or look it up online and then see what I have that's close, or if I want to sort of change the feeling to be a little bit brighter or a little bit, more dusty or whatever, I'll just go from there. So that's what I did. And yeah, so far I'm happy with how the yellow and black are showing up. I mean, I've only got 2 colors, but I think it's going to look really good. So I'm really excited about this. I hope I could get some more done today. Did I say I'm doing 1/2 on this 40 count? So excited. I'm pretty sure I got this chart in like 2022, which is when it was released, and it's just been waiting for its moment, and that's today. I also wanted to share, I'm wearing this cowl that I believe I knit last year. It is called the Haunted House Mystery Knit Along, or that's what it was called. It is by Telly Bean Knits, who is Stephanie Lotvin, and this has a very interesting shape. So you start knitting a little triangle. So all of these top sections are just sort of textured. This one has bobbles, I think. Yeah. The orange is like this sort of brick-looking cabley doodad. These are just some twisted stitches, I think. And then there are bats. Jack-o'-lanterns. This is hard to show as I'm wearing it. Ghosts. And then skull and crossbones. So yeah, I knit this last year. It was a mystery knit along, so it's just sort of like a mystery stitch where the designer gives you a little chunk of the pattern every time over, some number of weeks. Let me show you the shape of this. It has a center spine. But then if you fold it in half this way, you can kind of see that it's got like this funnel shape, and it's very warm. Like my neck is very warm from having this on just for a few minutes. So if you're outside for Halloween, if you're taking littles trick-or-treating and it's very chilly, this is a great accessory to have. And I just wanted to show it because it's cute and it's October. So, you can see the motifs a little bit better. This was super fun to knit. And I was just going to say, I think it's always either only 1 color per round or 2 colors. So I don't think you have to do any 3 color. But I might be lying. Like there's 3 colors in the purple and orange and black, but this one, the green is a slip stitch, so I don't think you have to do 3 at a time. This was very fun to knit, and Stephanie has several other patterns that are similar construction with different themes, if you're interested. You can check her out on Ravelry. Okay, so I will get out my wheel. Since we are approaching, or maybe, yeah, we're like halfway through the month, I decided to clean up my wheel and remove all the stuff that has already been called. So it looks a little different now. There are 15 things left on here because I do have one that I pulled off because it already has a set date, which is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. Yeah, there's 15 left, which is the right number. I checked the math. So we are going to spin for tomorrow. I also wanted to say that I think I started the month with 7 Halloween whips that were on the wheel, and everything else was new. And I still have 6 Halloween whips on here, 5 or 6. So most of them have not been called. So the second half of the month will be less new start heavy for me, which I think is probably a good thing. I'm glad it worked out that way. So, okay, let's spin for tomorrow. Okay, we got You're Dead, and Out of This World. This is a Tuscan Cardinal chart based on what we do in the shadows. I will put the picture up. And this is the one that I'm going to use the other chunk of this 16 count black Ada that I used yesterday. So I will have my other black Ada chart, but I think those are the only 2 for the month that are actually on black fabric. And that is another one that when I saw it, I bought it immediately, and it has just been sitting in my Google Drive waiting for the day that it gets to become a real project. So I'm excited to start that one tomorrow. But yeah, I want to see how far I can get on Grimm's Garden today, and I'm going to do the thing where I hold this up so I can hopefully show you some amazing progress in the beginning of my clip for tomorrow. Let's see. I don't know why this is so difficult for me. All right. So this is where I'm going to leave you today. It is Wednesday, October 16th, and here is my progress on Grimm's Garden by Cersei Girl. I don't know if you can tell, I had to frog a bit. I have made mistakes on 100% of the things that I have tried to stitch on this so far. The star is not correct. I think the face is correct, but I messed up every single one of these little swoopy lines yesterday. And at some point last night, I was like, all right, I have to frog because other parts of the pattern are going to depend on this. And I need to figure out like one part that's right that I can count off of for the rest of the gate underneath of it. So this I got a little frustrated yesterday. I am very happy with how the stitches are looking, and I'm not mad at the project yet. I just couldn't count yesterday. Like, there's nothing super challenging. I think I was just maybe a little overzealous, and I thought I knew what I was doing, and it was not working out. So next time I pick this up, hopefully my counting skills will be returned. But yes, this is how far I got on Grimm's Garden. Okay. I'm very excited to show you what I've been working on so far today. So my spin for today, as you will know, because I just told you 5 seconds ago, no, like 2 minutes ago, is You're Dead by Tuscan Cardinal. So I started this morning, and look. I am so excited about this. Look how good it looks. So I did a center start. This is on 16 count black Ada using the called for DMC. And that is like 2 goldy brown colors and then the red blood color dripping down. And I think it looks so good. So I will have the pattern up so you can see what the rest of it looks like. Yeah, I love this already. I love how the letters have turned out. Excited to keep stitching more. And I have not had any counting errors yet that I know of. If you see any, please don't tell me. Yeah, super excited to keep going with this. And like, it's getting washed out a little bit in just because there's bright sunlight coming in and this is black fabric, but like the red is a little bit darker than it looks, but it looks so good. I love it. So excited to keep going on this one today. And we are going to spin for tomorrow, the 17th. Okay, so this is my downsized wheel. Ooh, Halloween Tiny Town. Okay, so here is Halloween Tiny Town. This is very popular. You've probably seen it around. This will be my first tiny town that I have stitched. I have at least one other one in stash, but I haven't started any. And I have this little piece of like fiddler's cloth or whatever you call this, in a long skinny band that's apparently the right size. I'm sure I already measured. So that will be tomorrow's start. And I do have there's two little star buttons on this. I do have those. Not sure where I'm gonna start. Actually, I'll probably start on the tree that has the owl in it and see if I can get the little owl in there, so that he can be friends with my grumpy owl from the Halloween sampler that I started on the 1st. Okay, let me hold this chart up again, and we will start tomorrow with whatever progress I have. Okay. All right, see you tomorrow. Here is my progress on You're Dead by Tusk and Cardinal. I got a lot done yesterday. I finally had a good stitchy day. I think this looks so good. I'm super excited. Today is October 17th. So this was my pick for the 16th. Yeah. I did have to frog a little tiny bit, which was the head of this axe, because if you're going to stitch this, the designer used the same symbol and equal sign for 2 different colors, which is fine if you're using the color chart, but if you use the black and white chart that she provides and load it into Pattern Keeper, which is what I did, Pattern Keeper does not know that they're any different because they're literally just the exact same black equal sign. So the 2 colors are like a silver color and a gold color. So I ended up using the brighter color in these letters for this like axe head, and it's supposed to be silver. So you can see the little fuzzies from where I had to pick that out. But that's okay. So every time I come to the equal sign, I'll just have to reference the original pattern and see which color I'm supposed to be using. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm super happy about how far I got. I think I got about 1,400 stitches done, which is over a quarter of this chart. Yay, finally had a good stitchy day. Okay, and then I decided I want to do another giveaway. This is a chart that I have not stitched. It's called Halloween Happy by Sam Sarah Design Studio. It does have 4 little buttons that are all included still. I had to open it up to see the design size, and I think it said 73 by 73. So it's not very big. So if you would like to enter a drawing to win this, please be 18 or over so I can get your mailing address. Make sure you like and subscribe, and use the word happy. Yeah, use the word happy in your comment, and I will select a winner, whichever video is at least a week from this one. And I will mail it to you. Okay. So today's spin was for Halloween Tiny Town by Heart and Hand, which, again, looks like this. And I got a pretty good start on this today. So here's how far I got. I did decide to start with the tree and the owl, and I'm just working my way across, motif by motif. So if I show you the front again, you might notice that my colors do not, there we go. My colors do not look like the colors in the model. However, I am using the called for colors, with the exception of the color for the owl's tummy. I had to change because you could not see the difference. And also my owl's eyes are a little wonky because they're French knots, but I think that that is fine because it makes him more adorable. So also, I mentioned this is my first tiny town, so I don't know if this is like a common theme for these, but I pulled like the called for over dye and the called for DMC for some of these, and they just look nothing like this picture. Okay, so what I was saying is I did find another version of this cover photo on an Etsy listing that looks like it's still officially a heart and hand photo, but the colors look totally different. So I think this photo was like edited quite heavily to make the oranges look like darker and warmer than they actually are. So I don't know. I'm using the ones that are in the chart, except I had to change the color for the owl's tummy because there was no contrast between it and the body. And then this very pale orange, the called for color was a light pink. So I switched that one as well. So I'm going to keep working on this today and see how much further I can get. Okay, so let's spin for tomorrow, for Friday the 18th. I'm hoping for one that's already a whip today. Okay, Autumn Dream. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings, and it is a whip that I started last month with a friend, so let me grab that one. Okay, so here is Autumn Dream by Cottage Garden Samplings from the Songbirds Garden series. I am doing this on a 40 count vintage country mocha, and this is how far I got when I started this in September. So I think for this I am using some of the called for. I think I did a conversion from Stash. I know the color that I'm using for this pumpkin and the bittersweet. It's used for this in these bittersweet things too. That is a Pirate and Robin color called Daffodil. And I am still impressed with how good of a substitution that is, because I did not have the called for, but it looks perfect. It even, like, it's so weird, but I didn't do any color management with this, but the darker orange shades kind of landed in the same places as they do in the model in my little pumpkin house. So if I recall correctly, I made some mistakes in these branches, so that will be fun to come back to now and see. But this is one of those patterns that, like, if things shift around a little bit, it's not going to be a huge deal because it's branches and it's okay if they're a little bit different. So I'm excited to work on that one tomorrow. This one is 1/2 on this piece of 40 count. Okay, I think this is one of the first projects I used my new Lowry stand with too, and put it in a nerd tube. So I will probably do the same when I get it out tomorrow. And then on Saturday, I already have my project picked. It is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, which is a new start for me, which is obviously giant. So I will not need to spin the wheel tomorrow. So I hope that you are doing well and that you are still enjoying this crazy series that I'm doing, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.